Going on, guys? Let me let me post the link in the chat real quick, and then we'll start real quick. Little late today, but it's all good. Let me post the was link in the chat. Was looking at the. Give me 1 second. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start from the top to the bottom, right? What we're gonna look at is for the pairs that already did STP. Did they do STP? They did it, right? We had this high, this break, gave us this low and this high, right? I'm not gonna count this break here, obviously. Right, we know we had this break which gave us this low and this high. Right, at this high, we could see price at 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. I'm sorry. 10 p.m. went back up, retested the highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now. To where we're at now in the lower low. So, let's see what price wants to do. At this point, we're at the low of the day. If price breaks, right, the only entries we have right now for AU would be a continuation after the breaks of the lows, right, which would be the break of these lows here, right, and then obviously the break of the highs, which I'm not even gonna mark. Right, so at this point, I'm gonna leave this here. We're gonna keep going, right? CHF JPY 81 is STP. We can see 2 days of drop. Today being the third day, went below. We're at the 4-hour low. The 4-hour low we can see in the 4-hour time frame. Price is just testing it, testing, never broke, just testing. We have a green, red engulfing candle in the 4-hour time frame as well, following the lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Now, is this a valid engulfing candle? No. Why is it not an invalid engulfing candle? This is where price is consolidated. As we can see, price goes from the top to the bottom, from the top to the bottom, from the top to the bottom, rejects the bottom. Right, in the 30-minute time frame, this is the sweep of the lows. Right, after the sweep of the lows, I want to see an engulfing candle as well. So let's see, do we have one in the 1 hour? In the 30-minute? No, no. 15-minute? No. 5-minute. In the 5-minute, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high. Right, so that's deal number 1 is already made, which is the change of character. Now we need to see a BOS break of structure, a break of structure retest for us to continue to go. So CHF JPY 81 is STP, and we already did 76. So this is still one that has a little bit left to go. The fact that we broke on the 4-hour time frame, or I'm sorry, that we're testing the 4-hour lows and we haven't broken them, could be a really good, could be a good trade for today. We'll see. CHF JPY, we're gonna keep on. Euro CAD at the low of consolidation, right? But this is one I'm not gonna even look at. I'm gonna wait it out until we break above the zone. Reason for that too, it's already 7 o'clock, right? I don't want to be looking at 10 different pairs. I'm gonna only be looking at the best ones, right? So we had this low, right, which then gave us this high broke, gave us this low. We're pretty much up here. Yeah, Euro USD is gonna be one that I'm gonna wait for a BOS, right? We have lower low, lower high, low, higher high, right? So we have a change of character. Let's mark that. Right, we have this change of character that happened here. Right, so now what we're looking for a break of structure. Right, and that break of structure, even if we put it here, right? Let's say this is the high that we want to see being broken. Right, this candle is testing, this candle's testing, this red candle testing, then we keep going, test, 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 test. All these candles are testing candles. None of these have broken above the structure yet, so we're still waiting. I would love to see, just looking at the left side, right, we can see that we had clean traffic here on the left, and you can see that's where price went up to until it reached the BOS, the retest of the BOS. So this is one where I'm using all my confluence together, right? I'm in level 2 rise, right? Let's go to the daily time frame. Let's look at the market makers pattern. Like, where are we, right? Number 1 is, where are we in the pattern? We're looking for level 2 to go up, right? We're in V1, looking for price to get out of the first zone of consolidation and make a rise, right? To continue the higher highs and higher lows trend. Right now we are in the middle of the zone. So number 1 thing, we're in the middle of the zone, right? I don't want to trade it. Now, the fact that we already have 3 weeks to drop this week, or last week being the third week, and this week already price going down to the 4 hour zone that we were the point of interest. Technically speaking, this is where we want to start seeing price go up. Now, going into where I'm at, right, V1, I'm looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA, right? The fact that right now price is below the 200 EMA, just rejecting the break above, I would love to see price break this retest, right? This BOS, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? I would love them to break over this, right? Give us a retest, which is also going to be the retest of the 200 EMA, to then go up. This is what I'm looking for on Euro USD. Could be a good trade for today. We just got to be patient. We got to wait it out. It's still 7:30 in the morning, so still have a little bit more to go. GJ, right? GJ already started the move, right? It went, gave us consolidation, broke above, went back down, gave us like a nice shoulder head shoulder, right? But the shoulder head shoulder obviously does not valid. Shoulder head shoulder pattern should only really be seen in peak high or peak low territory, right? And then price just started going up. So it didn't go into our 4 hour engulfing, just went back up to the top of the zone. It's all good. Moved during Asia session, right? Just gave us a clean type 2 pattern, right? Consolidation and then just a breakout retest to continue to go higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low to where we're at now. So GJ already did the move for the day, so I'm turning it off, right? STP is 88 and we already did 94. So GJ is already done for the day. GU, STP 65, we did 52. We had lower low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now, higher high. We had to break. So now we know we're trading between this low and whatever high is set here. GU is also one that I'm just gonna let go, just for the fact that we have a day of rise yesterday. Right, today's second day rise is not the cleanest to continue going with the continuations, because if we look to the left hand side, right, we had clean traffic until we got to the zone here. Now that we're at the zone here, look how price is just testing. Right, so I would love to see price break above, and then we'll catch continuation to trade for tomorrow to get a 372. And this one is a pretty easy trade to catch on. Give me 1 second, my bad guys. Right, why do I like this zone? Because if we look to the left hand side, once we break above these highs, these next two highs that we're literally on right now, we have clean traffic, imbalanced candles to the top of the chart, right, to the back of the top of the zone. So we just got to be patient with GU. I'm gonna turn it off for now. We'll be looking at this tonight though during our Asia session stream, our isolation class. US 30, right? So let's take, I actually want to do US 30 last since it's a NYC pair. USD CAD, we had 3 days of rise. On the third day gave us a rise drop. Could we be expecting a fourth day rise variation today? Could be something that I'm looking for. So let's mark this down. What are we looking for? Let me put these boxes all together. Right. Right now price is consolidating. Right. So at this point I could either be expecting a type 2 pattern, right, to the upside, to the top side, or a type 1 pattern. Right, at this moment I think we'll get a type 2 pattern where price is just going to consolidate, break above, retest to continue to go. But right now this looks good. Alright, let's go to the daily time frame again. Where are we? Right, V2, middle of consolidation, but it's all good. Right, we have 2 months of drop. On the third month gave us a month of rise, didn't give us a third month of drop because that was counter. In the weekly time frame we have 4 weeks of rise, right? Let me add a weekly line here, right? And then we have a week of no net here for last week. So we had 4 weeks of rise, and then last week gave us a no net, gave us a nice reset. Price is right back at the top of the zone where price rejected last week, right? And we can see price did close above, but it's still testing, right? All of these candles here, testing candles, testing candles. None of these are real breakup structures. All of these are testing candles. So price is still in the same range. Right now in the 30-minute, we can see, right? We can see how price is just testing these candles, right? Testing, testing, testing. None of these broke above. So the fact that price again broke above or failed to break above might be something telling us, hey, price is not ready to go up yet. And again, it would just make sense if we look to our left side. If we look at the previous data, right, we have imbalanced candles here on the bottom of the side. So we know price is gonna want to come back down. This is probably possibly gonna be a 78.6 retracement on the fib, right from this low to this high, and that's possibly the pullback that we want to see, a 78.6 pullback. Um, Gold price is just consolidating, so this could be another one where this could be a flag post pattern, right? If it was a flag post pattern, we'd see price consolidate between 23.6 and 38.2. At this point, we could already see that price is not doing that. It already disrespected the 23.6 and it's probably at the 50%, right? If it was a flag post pattern, price would just consolidate between 23.6 and then continue to go. At this point, you can see where price went to 23.6, it went down to 38.2 and is going down now to 50%. So this is not a flag post pattern. So at this point, right, what I want to take into consideration, again, I have these lows here, I have this zone in here. If price breaks below the zone, I'd possibly be looking for price to continue the downtrend. But I'd want to see a clean break of structure. All of these candles down here are just testing the zone. None of these are clean break of structures. You know, we're still trading between this high and this low. This low is rejected, started pushing away. Right, push 1, consolidation. Push 2, consolidation. Could we be expecting push 3? You can see where the last 30 seconds of this candle pushed down, closed below. Still testing. It's not a real break of structure, it's just a testing candle. But we can see how price is reacting to that. At this point, just a waiting game, and then Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin, I'm not going to trade it, but we have drop, 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 no net. Didn't give us a 4th-day drop variation, gave us a day of rise. Right now, we're kind of just stuck between the high of the zone and right back in the middle of where we were at yesterday. So it's just gonna be waiting. So US 30, I know we didn't do that one. We'll do that right now. US 30 had the break of yesterday's high, or I'm sorry, of yesterday's zone, right, of the internal structure. Had test, 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 test until we got here and we broke, and price now is testing the zone. So is this where price is going to is this the break retest that we were waiting for? Could be. Right, break, retest of the zone to continue to go up. Right, but right now US 30, again, it's not really one I want to trade because we're in the middle of the zone. We're in the middle between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. Right, so this is one I'm just keeping an eye on. Definitely not going to be trading it, but I am going to keep an eye on. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 5 trades or 5 pairs to really look at still. Still early, still haven't none of these trades have done, or none of these pairs have given us a clean entry yet. We just gotta wait a little bit. So let's start again from the top to the bottom. Right, AU, we have an engulfing candles at the top. We're in a downtrend right now. Price is moving counter, making higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, right, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is where price gave us equal high, higher low, right, and then gave us a clean change of character here. Right, so at this point, AU is moving counter. CHFJPY also moving counter. But this could be where we have an engulfing candle. Could be the sweep of the lows for the price to go up, but I'm not gonna skip it at this point. There's only 6 pips left for the day on that pair. I'm not gonna be messing around like that. Alright, so EU is still good. US 30, not good. I'm gonna turn that off. Not even gonna mess around with it. We're not gonna make this difficult for us. Alright, USD CAD still waiting and gold still waiting. Perfect. So let's I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. If you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, then these are the 4 pairs we'll be looking at for today: gold, USD CAD, Euro USD, and AU. But again, if you guys have any question about any of these pairs or any pairs that aren't listed, just let me know and we'll go over them. But I'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. Give me a minute. Great rising, my brother. Hope you're having a fantastic morning, man. It's fucking freezing here in Miami. It's fucking 55 degrees out. I'm freezing cold. As you can see, my nose is a lot of boogies. Like, I feel like shit today, I'm not gonna lie. But it is because the weather changed. This week has been brutal, bro. Like, what day is it today? Today's Wednesday. On Thursday, we'll start off from last week. Thursday it was raining. Friday was raining. It was humid as shit. Saturday it got cold. Sunday it was cold and hot at the same time. And then now this week, Monday, Tuesday until today, it was just fucking 50 degrees, 60 degrees. Like, man, fucking knees hurt. As you can see from my voice, like I just have a lot of mucus and shit. Don't be old, man. This too late, man. Too late. This cold shit is not for me, man. As much as I hate the hot weather, it's just I also just do not like it when it's too cold. I don't like it. When it's too hot, I don't like it. There has to be like a nice medium, and that's a good thing with Miami. There will be times where the weather is it's not like where the weather is good, where it's like 65, 70 degrees, but the sun is still out. You could go out with a sweater and shorts. You can't do that right now. It's way too cold for that. Um, is there any news fundamentals to boost the pairs? Let's see. Good question, by the way. So yeah, I kind of forgot to check news, but let's check news. Right, today there's really nothing crazy. Right, again, for me personally, I don't trade after 10:30. Right, so when I'm looking at the news, everything after 10:30, I'm not even looking at it. Now, I'm not looking at it because I'm not gonna trade it. But again, the question, the reason it was a good question, right? If there's USD, most of the time is high impact news, right? Medium impact usually some of the times doesn't really make any noise on the markets, so I'm not too worried about it. But if 8:30, 8:45, 9:30 comes around and the USD pairs don't move as much as they're supposed to, then we understand that news at 1 p.m., 12:30, 11 a.m. is gonna make, especially being the fact that it's FOMC medium impact news, um this could be the day where price during NYC is not gonna move as much, and we're just gonna have to wait for the 1 o'clock, 12:30 to hit. Um, Now on a day where there's high impact news in the afternoon, right at 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m., then we know for sure 100% of the time that during our session, right, 9:30, 9:45, times that we're on the charts, price is just gonna move slow. There's not gonna be as much volume. Um, so we could go in with that mindset today, but there's really no news today. So and then getting ready for the week. There's no news tomorrow. 8:30. There's one folder at 8:30 in the morning. And then Friday we're good. So it shouldn't be a difficult day on the charts. It shouldn't be a difficult week on the charts. We should be able to find a few entries. But we just got to be patient, right? And then again, gold. Also for the new people out here, I'm out before the news exactly, and that's another thing, right? If we are in a trade before news, right? If we're already in profit, if price already started moving, whatever the case is, we don't want to be in a trade 15 minutes before or after news, right? So, um, and for the new people in here, you'll see we're trading market makers pattern, right? So we know the overall trend. If we're uptrending, we only want to look for price to go up. We're only looking for entries going uptrend, right? We don't trade counter. You'll see it where there'll be days where you can, right? But that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different, lesson plan. Um, but for the most part, we don't trade counter. So to give you the example, right? Gold is a pair that we're looking for price right now, still trending up, right? We're still waiting for price to give us a change of character, break of structure. But technically speaking, gold right now is still in an uptrend until we get those break of structure retest. So right now, that's what we're seeing, right? Yesterday we had price give us lower low, lower high, lower low, gave us consolidation type 2 pattern, broke, retest, continue to go to the top side. Right now we can see price after giving us that type of move. Right, today we can see where price wanted to kind of give us a flag post pattern, but we already went through that. We said, this isn't a valid flag post pattern, because for this to be a valid flag post pattern, price has to stay between 23.6 and 38.2, and price already reached a 50% fib retracement. So with that being said, could this price still go up? Could this still be a pullback for price to just give us a pullback, continue the price to go up? Absolutely. But at this point, I just want to see either the break of the highs or break of the lows. right? And right now we could see that price is just testing the lows, right? Getting all the traders right now, all the traders that are just woken up, they're like, oh my god, we're gonna go short on gold today because they see this little move here, right? But again, this is not a valid break. This is a testing candle. um, Patience is the key. Patience is literally the key. Is the only way in trading. If you don't have patience, right, the one thing is you'll start seeing things that you'll start seeing things just because you want to see them, not because it's really going on, right? Instead of trading the markets, you would just be trading whatever you want to start trading. So, you know, traders display patience, maybe 1 or 2 days in the charts, but then they start getting antsy, right? They start getting anxious and fucking, oh, I gotta enter a trade, I gotta enter a trade. But it's like, bro, you have a trading plan, right? Everybody in here should have a trading plan, because that's the first thing we tell everybody to do. Make a trading plan. Once you have a trading plan and you have your rules set out, let's say you have 4 different rules, right? This has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen before you enter a trade. Did those 4 things happen? If yes, take the entry. If those 4 things did not happen, you don't have an entry. Trading is as easy as that. Looking at structure, can price. Whoa, what? My bad. The chat is like kind of. I don't. It's blocked by the thing. Looking at structure, can price. I can't see what you said after can price. Can price go both ways? That's the only thing that I see. I don't know what you said after that. For some reason, the chat is just blocked. Let me see if I can open it here. Looking at structure, can price go both ways? Price definitely can go both ways, right? There's especially for gold, right? When we're looking at gold, there's always room for price to go both ways, right? But when we're looking at structure, right? The easiest way, if you look at the higher time frame, yes, that's it. Right? We have when we're looking at it just like this, right? Because MMP on gold isn't really that clear, right? So I'm just looking at what are we seeing here, from literally from the highest point in what we could see to the lowest point, right? We can see we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, to what we're at now, right? Yes, technically speaking, we are making higher highs because we did have the candle closures above, but again, this is the high of the zone, right? And we can see that price is just testing, right? None of these candles have broken above the zone, right? At one point we had a wick, we had a green candle that at one point was above the zone and then went right back down and closed as a red candle below the zone, right? So the fact that we're still at the top of the zone, it's still making me believe price is just not ready to move yet. It's just going to be consolidating, and that's what's happening. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, right, we can see where price is just, we went from making higher highs, higher lows, highs, to now we're just making low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Price is just consolidating, moving sideways. There's no trend. So the fact that right now we're in the middle of that trend, we have no continuations in the weeks, we have no continuations in the daily time frame, no continuations in the 30, right? All we could see is, okay, we have this imbalanced candle here on the left hand side, right? Well, we know price is going to want to come back up and close that gap. And when we look to the bottom side, right, not only do we have the daily engulfing, but we also have 30-minute gaps at the bottom. So there's a lot of confluence going both ways. We just gotta wait. We just gotta wait for structure, right? Literally, we just gotta wait for price to play out. Because again, the people here thinking that this is gonna be the BOS to go short to just cover this here, right? You could already see how they're getting played out. Market makers are just testing the lows, making everybody execute these trades, and then hitting stop losses, right? Which is pretty much the same thing that was happening yesterday, right? Yesterday, if you don't know what a BOS is, right, you think that this is a BOS to the top side. So then a lot of people went in going long here, right? And then vice versa for the people going short. For people going short, thinking that, oh, it swept the highs, right? Swept the highs, went down, did the same thing with the lows, broke below, and then did what? Went right back to the top side. So the high and low swing range is huge. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why, like, I'm cool with letting these trades play out here in the middle of the zone, because we understand that if price just goes back to the top of the zone, we know we could trade this going short. Or, right, if price just continues to trend and break above, then we know we're looking for price to go up. And same thing for these lows down here. So as a day trader, what time frame is best for your entry? 15 or 5. So it really, that's also a really good question, right? For us, the way we trade, the best type of entries to look for is 30-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame, right? But it really depends on what structure you're looking for. So if you're looking for internal structure entries, which there's a lot of, right, you could go into the 5-minute time frame. If you're looking for, like, for example, if you're looking for sweep of the lows, I'm not going to give too much information because I don't want to confuse people, right? Because there's a step to this, right? In order to know entries, you need to know market structure. So I don't want to give out too much because I don't want to just confuse everybody, right? But we are looking for entries. Entries could be given 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute time frame, right? Those are the best time frames to really look for entries. But again, it just really depends on what type of structure you're looking for. You know, whether you're looking for just internal change of character BOSs, that could happen in the 5-minute time frame. If you're looking for the engulfing candle patterns, you're looking for that in the 15 to 30-minute time frame. If you're looking for EMA bounces, if you're looking for the type 1, type 2, type 3 patterns, you're looking for that in the 15-minute, 30-minute time frame. So it just really depends on what trade they're giving you in that day, if that makes any sense. Right? Because each time frame is used differently too, right? Like you don't want to really enter in a 5-minute and only be looking at the 5-minute because that's the internal structure, right? So to give you the example in the 5-minute time frame, let's see if I can give you the example in gold, right? In the 5-minute time frame on gold, you can see where price consolidates, lower low, high, lower low, lower high, low, lower high, lower low, right? So if you're in the 5-minute time frame as a trader, you would think, oh my god, look, lower low, swept the lows, this is gonna give us a lower high. So there's a lot of traders here that are looking for trades to just go short here, right? And that's in the internal 5-minute. But the thing is that trade would be wrong because again, in the 30-minute time frame, what are we doing, right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows, right? We wouldn't be looking for this as a BOS to the bottom side. We know this is a test. So you just got to use every time frame correctly in order to give a confirmation as to why you have an entry, if that makes any sense. So let's keep looking. So AU still waiting, still in the middle, right? Euro USD still consolidating as well, just waiting. Want to see price break again. I'm looking for Euro USD. For me to catch a valid entry on Euro USD, I want to see price break above and retest, right? Not only do I want to see a price bounce off the 200, but I want to get out of this structure, right? This lower low, lower high to where we're at now, lower low. I want to get out of this zone here. Until then, on Euro USD, yes, we already have a change of character. We obviously also want to see a break of structure, right? And that break of structure, we can see that it'll be in these highs somewhere. So until we don't break above these highs, I'm not looking for an entry on Euro USD. Stock AU if possible. Let's go back to AU. So AU, let's go to that daily time frame. We know that we are market makers pattern. We're still looking for downtrends, right? We're in A2. We're looking for our third push down to the bottom side. Right now, we can see price rejected the lows, went back to the top side, went back to the middle of consolidation, and then started pushing away, right? We had 2 months of rise, 2 months of counter rise. On the third month, didn't give us a new high, gave us a month of drop. 4 hour price was giving us higher highs, higher lows, higher highs to where we're at now, right? And we could see where price rejected the lows, gave us lower low, lower high, and then now price on AU broke above our or below our 4-hour zone and is now giving us a retest. Now, why wouldn't we, since we have a 4-hour break, why wouldn't we get on this retest, right? Because we understand also after a 4-hour break or after a daily break or after a 30-minute break, what are we expecting? We're expecting a pullback, right? So did we get the pullback after the break? Yes, we're getting a pullback. But again, this pullback zone, could it be part of the 78.6 retracement? Could it be a 50% retracement? When we're just looking at all the rules put together, right? We know that we're trading between this lower low, this lower high, right? This lower low over here that's made. Shit. My bad, they just started lagging all of a sudden. right? So lower low, lower high, lower low. So what are we expecting? We're expecting a lower high to be made. Now, where is this lower high going to be made? Let's put the fibs, right? We put a fib from up here to down here, right? And we can start marking out. Okay. So we know 23.6 and 38.2 is for flag post patterns. So I'm not even looking at that. So my first point of interest is the 50% retracement. Did we get a 50% retracement? Right? Did we get it? Yes. As soon as we hit that 50% retracement, what did price do? It started drifting away. So that's number one. Now, that's just looking at one rule. Yes, we still know external. We have lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Lower highs to where we're at now, right? Internal structure, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, high, higher low, higher high, right? We can see where price is still uptrending here. So for us to catch a good entry on AU, we need to see that change of character and break of structure to the downside, not to the top side. Um, what's good, folk? Can you quickly watch my DM on Discord? Yeah, I got you, my brother. Give me 1 second. Let me go over this real quick, and then I'll open up Discord. So what we're looking for in AU, we just need to see price turn around now, right? We need to start seeing price in the 30-minute time frame from making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, to lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? Until then, we don't have a valid trade here. Because again, we understand that, okay, yes, we're in an overall market maker's downtrend, but let's not forget the 30-minute time frame. Again, we have imbalanced candles on the left-hand side. We have engulfing candles on the top, the 1 hour engulfing, 4 hour engulfing candles. So we know that there's going to be a huge possibility that price for AU is just going to give us counter trends to the top side, right? And then this is where we'll start seeing price turn around. Opinion on Euro USD. Okay, yeah, we'll go over that right now. I got you. So Euro USD, I think we just did Euro USD. But yeah, so I hope AU makes sense, right? I hope this makes sense for you guys. And then yeah, Euro USD again. Euro USD is pretty much the same situation, right? It's moving similarly. Overall market makes pattern is the only difference, right? We're in an uptrend for Euro USD. AU we're in a downtrend. But we can see that structure looks the same, right? Again, left hand side we have this imbalanced candle on the left, but we can still see price making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? To where we're at now. We just zoom out, we can see Euro USD is downtrending, right? Making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows to where we're at now. So again, for us to just have a valid trade, right, is what you were saying on the Discord, right? You have to wait for what? The change of character? Did the change of character happen, right? The change of character did happen right here. Right now, the break of structure has to happen. If the break of structure doesn't happen, then there's no trade for us. And that BOS would be the break of these highs. So this is pretty much what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for price to break, retest, to continue to push to the top side, right? And then we'll be looking for this for the rest of the week. But yes, we do have to wait for that BOS retest before we could even look for an entry, right? Because if we start looking at the left hand side again, this is where price made lower low, lower high, lower low. So isn't this where price is going to retest here, right? For price to just continue to make lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high. So this is why we have to wait for the break above, retest to continue to go. So this trade for today, right? This trade for today is too early, right? You'd be too early in the trade for today, but technically speaking, too late, right? Because again, what really happened? Lower low, lower high. We swept the lows here, right? Rejected to break these lows, and then we had higher high, higher low to continue the trend. Right now that we reached at the top of the zone, we have to wait for the exact same thing to happen, just up here. Took EU yesterday. Yeah, EU yesterday was beautiful. You think we'll get the high on the daily time frame that I sent you? Let's see. You're looking at this in the daily time frame. So yeah, so technically, I mean, you know, obviously we're if we're looking at this again, just market makers pattern, right? We're expecting price to go up. But it's more about, again, the daily time frame is huge, right? You're talking about you're getting an entry down here, and oh my bad, I still have to. I was like, why is this not? If we get an entry from where you were saying from here to here, right? That's 316 pips, right? Euro USD is one that does 69 pips in a day. So, you know, is that profit target, is it viable? Yes. But is it something that we could see happening right now at this moment? Obviously not, because that's too far out, right? That's a swing trade that if you're willing to hold the trade for 2, 3, 4 weeks to a month, then if that's the type of style of trading you're doing, then yes. But again, we're not those type of traders, so I can't even give you a viable explanation to that TP, except for again the market makers pattern. We know price is gonna go up there. It's just when is it gonna do it? How much is price gonna give us a pullback? Because again, could price just look? Remember, I have this drawn out from like what 2, 3 weeks ago, right? This zone down here. We're in the zone of consolidation. We're in the middle of it. Could price, right? Even though in the 4 hour time frame, where we go to the 4 hour time frame, even though we are respecting this higher high, higher low, higher high, we're trading between this 4 hour high and this 4 hour low, right? Yes, even though the 4 hour low is being tested and is being respected, and this is where price tapped into to start going up, could price still go lower? Now, if we go down to the daily time frame again, could price go lower to go back down to the low of consolidation to get the safety trades? This is where price was making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is the double bottom, right? The market structure on here is a double bottom. So could price just come back and retest the double bottom, the neckline of the W, right? Could price just do this, right? Come down and retest this zone and continue to go up? It can. So again, it's more about why is this entry early? And let me start deleting shit because I know there's gonna be like too much on the screen, right? Could this entry be too early and we're still looking for price to go down? Yes, because again, price is still making lower lows and lower highs. Price hasn't given us higher highs and higher lows yet, right? Price is still making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? So we still need to wait for price to give us again the change of character and the break of structure for us to be confident in this trade. I'm more of a swing trader. Yeah, that's fine, right? We're all using the same strategy, right? It's all the same shit. It's just you'll just have to be putting more pieces of the puzzle together, right? Because instead of just trading something in increments of 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, you're trading in increments of a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So again, is not that your entry point. You're seeing this correctly in the point of like, okay, yeah, we're in an uptrend. I want to see price go up here. This is where price was making in the 4 hour time frame, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But again, it's just understanding that this entry going long, what are you looking for when you want price to go up, right? When you're looking for an uptrend, the uptrend looks like what? It looks like higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? If you're looking for price to go short, you're looking for what? You're looking for price to make lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? If price is going sideways, if it's consolidating, right? If it's in a zone of consolidation, it's gonna look like this, right? What's the difference between this, and this? Right here, there's no trend. Price is just moving sideways. Price is making you believe that, oh, this is going to be the break of the highs. Oh, this is the break of the lows. Oh, this is the retest of the highs. Oh, this is the retest of the lows. Right? And then it's gonna just trap everybody. Everybody who doesn't know what a real break of structure is, people who don't know what a zone of consolidation is, right? So at this point on Euro USD, where are we in the pattern? Right? We're making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So let's break this down like this. So Euro USD, let me draw it like this, right? Euro USD, where are we right now? So external structure, right? The lower lows and lower highs. This is what we're seeing right now. We have, I'm only marking from here to here on this path. So we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now, right? Lower low, right? Where are we between this pattern in the lower lows and lower highs in the internal structure, right? Right now, I'm gonna mark it like this. This green circle here is this right here, right? Right now, what we're doing in the internal structure is just this, right? For what? For us to reach a lower high point, right? And for price to do what again? For price to just con damn, for price to just continue to make lower lows, So right now, if we get into a trade early on Euro USD and we trade it going long, right, and price starts reversing back, we understand that the reason price is reversing back is because we got in on a lower high. Now, if price does this, where price breaks and gives us a higher high and a higher low, then what? Then we know, oh shit, okay, we have a change of character, we have a break of structure. Now we know price is gonna go up, right? So that's really what we're looking for. Euro USD looks like we're gonna do that, right? We have to wait for a clean break of structure. We have to wait for that. So again, AU still in the same spot, waiting to see what price wants to do. Euro USD still sitting in the same spot. Gave us a nice green candle here, waiting for a nice break of structure. Again, for me, I don't want to even be looking at this zone here. I want to be looking for zone to break up here. And again, the reason for that is, again, we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. This is the previous lower low, lower high zone that we were in. So I want to see price break above this zone. If we don't get price to break above here, and again, I'll draw this out. If we don't get price to break, retest, to continue to go, I have no trade for Euro USD. USD CAD, again, just moving counter trend. So again, for me, there's no trades here. We were expecting another 4-day variation, but again, when we zoom out and we see where price has been testing these highs, right? These highs were just tested. None of these highs have been broken. So the fact that we've been testing these highs, right, it's making me believe price is not ready to move up yet. So USD CAD, and we can see already price is starting to go down, right? Consolidation, break, retest to continue to go. The type 3 pattern was given on this one, going counter. So USD CAD is one that I'm going to turn off for now for the rest of the day. So right now we have left AU, Euro USD, and gold. Well, shouldn't we have US 30 on too? Oh no, US 30 we're in the middle, so that's why I'm not trading US 30. And then gold still waiting. Obviously, right, we can see price still consolidating, still rejecting the lows, so we're not ready to trade this yet. Still has a little bit more to develop. And we have an hour and a half for NYC session to start, so we'll see what price wants to do here. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, anything you guys want me to go over again, let me know. If not, give me 1 second, give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Just gonna get water, go to the bathroom real quick. My nose is stuffy, like I feel like shit today. But again, it's just fucking cold, man. My fingertips are freezing, my toes are freezing. I'm shivering. I have hand warmers, those little packets. Alright guys, again, I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the chat, and then I'll go over those questions. Any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know as well. Again, the pairs that you guys want me to go over, it doesn't have to be on the list. Does not have to be on my list. It could be one that's not on it, and I'll just go over and I'll mark it for you guys. But if it is a pair that's on my list, again, just let me know and we'll go over that as well. Yeah, Donovan, this shit is crazy, bro. I don't know why is it so fucking cold down here. Wintertime in the US? Yeah, it's wintertime already. Africa summer? Yeah, our summer here is I think our summer starts in like August. No, I'm bugging. I don't know when summer starts. No, I do. It starts in like June, July, something like that. Shit. But yeah, we're still in winter. I think till for like another month, March or something, March, April, and then we're in spring. Dude, this really shows my level of education here. Holy shit, I don't even know when our seasons start and end. Thing is this, I have a real viable reason as to why I don't know shit like this. I'm a gamer. For the last 12 years, I'm 22. I was fucking competitive gamer since I was fucking 11 years old. I didn't go outside. I didn't pay attention in school, man. So I don't know. I don't know when we start and end seasons. I just know it gets cold and it's fucking hot sometimes. Oh shit, winter not good here. How does it get over there in the winter time? Like what is how is a winter over there? Cause there'll be some people, I forgot who I was talking to last week about this. And I forgot where the dude lived that shit. But he was like, yeah, it like does not get cold here at all. He was saying that he thought Miami doesn't get cold either. When I told him it was cold, he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, what are you talking about?" -5 degrees? That's insane. -5 deg. Oh, Celsius. I don't know. Whoa, like Fahrenheit is no way. But yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys don't use Fahrenheit over there. Year was good, Muhammad. Welcome back, my brother. What I miss? Not too much. I mean, yeah, I kind of went over. I went over AU for a little bit. I went over EU for a little bit, and these three are the only pairs that we really have for the left. We have left for today: EU, AU, and gold. Pretty much just the breakdown of AU and EU and AU. Pretty much just talking about where they're at right now and how they could continue to react for the rest of the day. But I said I'll be back in like 5 minutes. But if you need me to explain this one more time before I go, let me know. I would just be back in like 5 minutes. Pretty much like just to give you the rundown, right? AU, obviously we want to see AU trend down. Right now, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. So again, AU is a pair that right now is moving counter trend. So I am not looking for an entry on AU again unless for some odd reason we start pushing down. But I don't believe AU is going to push down. I still believe that AU is going to be pushing on up to at least a 78.6 retracement to give us the for price to go up and cover the imbalance that we were in, right? And to just continue the lower lows and lower highs trends. Um, EU, right? Again, the breakdown. We want price to start pushing up, but again, EU is still making lower lows and lower highs. So at this point, for EU, we'd be trading the same way we'd be trading for AU, right? We want to start seeing price go up on EU, but we need to see price give us a change of character and a break of structure, right? And I also personally want to get away from this lower low and lower high that was here. So instead of me looking for an entry above here, which would be a viable entry, I want my entry to be a little bit more closer to where the structural zone high and the structural zone low is at, which is again this high and this low, right? So I want to see price break above, and then again, it's just using the confluence, right? We're in level 2 going up for EU, so I want price to do what? Break and bounce off the 200 EMA. So for me, that's why this high here is that extra confluence as to why I want to see this high being broken and just not this one here, right? And then also just looking at the left side of the screen, this is where price had clean traffic until we had this high. And you can see already price here already went up and filled the imbalance candles. And this is where price is being rejected at this point. Um, and then gold, still just moving sideways. Could be again what we thought would be like a flag post pattern, but it already disrespected 23.6 and 38.2. So at this point, I'm just looking for engulfing candles. I'm looking for something that tells me, hey, price is ready to start going up, or hey, price is ready to start going down. So I either want to see a red, red, green, or a green, green, red. And at this point, we don't have anything in the 15, nothing in the 5. So we'll just keep waiting here in the 30-minute time frame until we see something. And there's no news today, so it shouldn't be too bad of a day today. But alright, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. If you guys have again any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know, and I'll go over them when I'm back. Alright, what's good, guys? So, gold, right? Rejected the lows again, as we said. And at this point, we have an engulfing green candle that looks like it's gonna be created, the first one. Right, so, we got 6 minutes left. Let's see what price wants to do. Right, so this is where the rules start applying, right? 50% retracement, did we get it? Yes. Sweep of the lows, are we getting it? Yes. Check 2. Check 3, engulfing candle. Red, red, green. Did the red close below the first red's wick? Yes. Green candle. Do they all have wicks? Yes. Does a green candle close above? It's closing above right now in 5 minutes. So everything on the checklist looking good for this pair. So everything on the checklist right now, right? Sweep of the lows, yes. What are we looking for? Let's go back to the 30-minute time frame, right? We are looking for price to go up for what? To cover the imbalance. Perfect, right? We know that. Let's go up to a higher time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Right, we know we had this break, gave us this low, this high. We know that we're playing between the high of the 4-hour zone and the low of the 4-hour zone. Right now, we're just pretty much floating at the top. Right, we have the daily high where price is also just floating at the top. 30-minute time frame. Right, this is where price had the previous zone. These are the lows of the previous zones. This is where price also rejected to even go below and started trending above. Right, lower low, lower high, lower low. Change of character, higher high. What about EU? I got you. EU again, just waiting for this high to be broken. I'm not worried about our zone high for today, right? For right now, I'm not worried about our zone high. Why? Because again, this is one of those situations where if you're trading this here, right, you could catch a clean entry, right? You can, right? We're not gonna say we can't. Let's break down the entries we could get on EU and their movements. As a matter of fact, let's draw it down, right? Because people only talk about shit when it happens in hindsight. Let's draw it out. Let's draw a mapping as to what could happen, right? So we have this break. Boom. Perfect. We have the closure above, the retest. Perfect. Right? What could price do here? Price could do this. Boom. Boom. Right? Up until we get to this zone here. Right? Once price gets to this zone, and we're talking about, a 12 pip range. Not bad. But again, I'm not going to be risking, right? I'm not going to be capturing 12 pips when my stop loss is 16. Think about that. Like it doesn't make sense. The risk to reward for this trade, it just doesn't make sense, right? But let's talk about the reasons why. So again, once price gets to this zone, this high, this is where the decision is going to be made, right? This is where price is going to make the decision. Okay, is price going to break, retest to continue to go up, or is price going to just test the highs and start trending back down a little bit? Right? Because again, we have a change of character, but we haven't gotten a change of character pullback yet. None of this is a pullback. So technically speaking, we're still trading between this low and whatever high is set. None of these have been real pullbacks for the trend. I hope that makes sense. So at this moment, could price pull back down to, if we start putting our fibs, right? Let's start positioning out our point of interest. Let's start pointing out, or sorry guys, let's start marking out. What am I doing? Why am I grabbing the wrong one? Okay, there you go. My bad. Let's start mapping out our point of interest for the future. So let's say price retest this high here, right? Let's say it just goes up to here. We'd be expecting a 50% retracement, right? That's our point of interest number one, right? And where's our 50% retracement is also in our internal structure, higher high and higher low, right? That made the push. So I'm gonna mark out this zone here with our tool as the high of this and the low of this red candle here. Why? Because internal structure, we're trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Right? This is the high that broke, this is the low, right? Made higher high and higher low, right? So I'm trading between this 50% retracement here. This is my point of interest number one, and I'm gonna mark this as purple. So is this something that could happen today? And just look at how price is reacting here. Boom, it's already strong green candles to the top side. Right, POI pullback. Alright, so at this moment again, did EU give us a clean entry for a 12 pip range? Absolutely. Right now we'd be geeked on this entry, but this is not the entry I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the 12 pip take profit, 16 pip stop loss. I'm looking for the 10 pip stop loss, 40 to 50 pip take profit, right? So at this moment is a waiting game, right? Look at how price is just reacting in these zones, right? We made the lows, right? We rejected the lows, we started drifting away, haven't given us a pullback, and price is still giving us imbalanced candles, right? These green or red candles that are moving super quick, right? Candles that look like this that just keep these green candles that are super quick, right? Super fast. They're big green candles, big red candles, right? Candles like this, those are imbalanced candles, right? So we know that those are also just considered gaps in the market where price has to come back down and fill that imbalance, fill the gap up. So could we be expecting that to happen on EU, especially the fact that it's doing it at 8:30, an hour before NYC open, right? It's letting us know like, okay, listen, once NYC opens, expect some type of movement, right? And we're still getting strong green candles to the top side. So let's take a look at gold too, right? Gold in the 15-minute time frame gave us an engulfing green candle. Perfect. At this point, we want to see a pullback. I'm gonna put an alert because I don't want to miss it. And that's our entry. And let me So we have an alert for gold, and we have an alert for gold, and we have a zone for EU. And then AU obviously just moving counter at this point, so I'm not worried about AU, right? So right now our two good trades for the day would be EU and gold. Right, so again, let's just take a look at the zone. What's doing right now is perfect, right? Whatever the market wants to do is perfect, right? Because if it breaks above here, then we know we could catch a nice continuation to the top side for a few more pips, right? But again, STP, big factor. 46 STP for the day. Yeah, 69 was yesterday too. So we have until pretty much our next point of interest. Our next point of interest is what? The next BOS. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So it's literally 46 pips is the next zone high. So It's perfect, right? Right now, the way the market is flowing is looking perfect for us, whichever direction it goes. If it wants to continue to trend to the top side, it's perfect, right? Because we know that if it doesn't give us a pullback, price is just gonna consolidate. And where would price consolidate? Price should be consolidating. If it does end up doing that, price is gonna consolidate here, right? And then move. And then what type of move is that? If we're looking at it, again, we haven't gotten a pullback. This is what I'm saying. You guys need to start putting the pieces together. This is a puzzle. And right now, we're just collecting the pieces. What's the market showing me right now? We haven't gotten. Can the fucking chart stop showing up like that? Thank you. Right? We haven't gotten a pullback. Price is just trending to the top side. If price consolidates and does this, what is this? A flag post pattern. Price is going to consolidate between where? 23.6 and 38.2. You don't believe me? Let's add the lines. Right? It's going to be respecting 23.6. So, again, we're just collecting the pieces of the puzzle and we're already thinking ahead. What's price going to do? Why is it going to do it? Right? So, again, we just got to be patient. When they move, we move. We collect what we got to collect. And we get the fuck out when we need to get out. Right? If you don't know structure, you're not going to understand entries. If you don't understand exits, you're not going to understand entries. So before you even learn how to enter in anything, you need to understand the exits and you need to understand first and foremost structure. Without that, your entries are zero because anybody could enter. Anybody could enter the MT4, MT5 app and enter a fucking trade. When am I going to exit? Why is price moving up and down? Entering is the least of your worries. That's the easiest shit to do in trading is entering a trade. So again, that's gem of the day. I know we give a lot of those. We give a lot of those. So hope that makes sense, guys. Hope that clarifies why price is moving the way it is. Um, again, if you're in this trade as a swing trader, I understand, bro. Price wants to go to the moon, but there's structure involved in that, right? And that's the missing puzzle that a lot of people miss. Like it's not about being a scalper. It's not really about being a swing trader. It's just being a trader in general. You have to understand the full picture. Like as a day trader, you have to understand why the scalpers trade the way they trade because that would give you the understanding as to why the market moves in certain ways, right? In the 30-minute time frame, you see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? In the lower time frame, this higher high, higher low just has miniature higher highs and higher lows, right? And you can see that in the 5-minute time frame, right? This higher high, higher low, higher high that was just in the 30-minute time frame, just 3 candles. You can see how in the higher high to the higher low, you see internal structure lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then when it starts going into the higher low, which is down here, it starts making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, right? So that's the whole thing. Like you have to understand as a day as again, if you're a swing trader, you have to understand that in a daily time frame, 2 candles making a higher high and higher low in a 30-minute time frame is the same thing. You're just looking at it from both angles. You're looking at internal structure, higher highs and higher lows, and then when price is moving into the downtrend, you're seeing lower lows and lower highs until price reaches the low, and that's when price goes from making internal structure, lower lows, lower highs, to then making higher highs and higher lows. Like that's just, I don't know how else to explain that. I really don't, because it's just, to me, it just makes so much sense. You're just looking at, like, you're looking at a big picture and then you're looking at what's inside that big picture. What's making those moves? Um, Structure, that's what I don't understand. Do you have any video or book to recommend? Honestly, just go to our YouTube, bro. All our classes. We do Sunday classes, right? So if you go to the Sunday classes, which I would recommend you go back on our YouTube channel and go watch. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. we do a class. We didn't do one this weekend, I don't think. We recorded one. But if you go to every Sunday, the market breakdown, those videos are the best for you to watch. And then obviously, we do our class every night, 7 p.m. all of those classes, they pretty much show you in details, right? Even the first 20-30 minutes of those of the Sunday classes, that's when you'll get the most information. That's really what I would recommend. Because the problem is there's a lot of people who could break down a higher high and higher low in a 30-minute time frame. But the problem is that they're not dissecting it the way we do. You know what I mean? Like nobody really does that. So it's not, we're not sure if it's because they don't see it that way, or you know what I mean? It's just it's a different league, right? There's we're just gonna leave it at that. It's different leagues of the game, right? But again, it's about trading isn't really about just one strategy, right? Because that's another thing. People ask us all like, "Oh, what do we trade?" Like, my answer at this point, I trade the markets, right? Whatever the market is giving me is what I trade. Because we could have a conversation about swing trading. We could have a conversation about scalping. We could have a conversation about just regular day trading. Because I understand all these different strategies. We could talk about harmonic patterns. We could talk about the simple candlestick patterns, right? So whatever it is that you trade, I understand the strategies because they're all being used, right? You see, I don't really use trend lines, but we understand how they're being used. um Overall, just market maker's pattern, that's really what it is. Like, that's the skeleton of this. And without that, you're just trading, you're free balling it, right? If you don't know the skeleton of the trade, you know you could only do so much damage in the market, right? And that's why, again, for me, it was super difficult for me to be like, oh, I want to take this, trading into streaming, because I'm a super disciplined trader. Like, my rules are my rules for a reason. I've done so much backtesting in the last 2-3 years where it's like I know when not to enter and I know when to enter. So it's something that I just have to give me 1 second, guys. My bad, guys. So it's just something that I had to put in my rule book. Like, there's a reason why I don't trade during Asia session and London session. Those are the sessions where I've lost the most money ever. So it was something that I was like, okay, fuck that. I'm not trading Asia session. I'm not trading London. I'm just sticking to NYC. But there is reasons for that, right? There is reasons for the time sessions. Like, okay, why is the market doing this, right? A trap falls real, the TFR, the three different moves, right? What market session does what? When does the market consolidate the most, right? So once I started learning those little key pieces, that is, again, it was just pieces of the puzzle that I had to learn, right? That's what makes a difference. And you see, and I say this every morning, that's the difference between us and everybody else. Everybody else is gonna give you the fucking excuse that, oh, we lost this trade today because of probabilities, but it's okay, we'll be back tomorrow, just the market wasn't on our side. Like, bro, that's bullshit. Like, I'm not at a casino. Like, I live in fucking Miami, but I'm not at the Hard Rock Casino. I'm trading. This is the fucking career that I'm in. You're losing a trade because you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like, and that's facts. It's just true. Like, 99% of the time, if you're taking a bad trade, you're gonna lose. That 1% of the time that you lose a trade that you were 100% on, that's you really gonna happen 1% of the time. But again, trading is, for me, the way I look at trading, the way I've been trading for fucking the last year and a half, I've noticed that this has nothing to do with probabilities. It's either you know the game or you don't, right? It's either you're gonna, everybody's looking at fucking US 30. Again, it's either you understand market structure or you don't. Why are we not looking at this? We're in the middle of the zone. We're in the middle of the zone. But look how we've been mapping this for the last 2 days. Right? Our BOSs. Did we get the break of structure? Yes. Did we get the pullback? Yes. Did price go up and break above here? Yes. What candle did we want to see price break above, which was this one, to then get this pullback here? Right? So we understand market structure, but we also understand that at one point, right? Again, we have clean market structure until we get this BOS here. Price tapped once, twice, 3 times. Now, this is a game of probabilities. Was there a probability that price was just going to continue to go down? Yes, because we're in the middle of the zone. So this is a trade for me that is considered a probability trade. I wouldn't be taking this trade. So this is why I wouldn't be looking at it. Now, gold and everything else, right? This is just a game of we're waiting for our entry point to be hit. We're waiting for a pullback. So, again, that's the way I look at trading. I know I just went on a little rant there. But, again, here on Euro USD, again, we marked this out. I said exactly what was going to happen. If you took this trade, right, and you did not hit, if you did not hit take profit at 12 pips, you already hit your trailing stop loss or you're back at break even. So again, this has nothing to do with probabilities, everything to do with whether you know the game or you don't. If you don't know what you're looking at, you just don't know what you're looking at. You're not going to win. So I think that's just what, again, he doesn't say it like that. I say it like that because I really don't care. And again, I say it like that too because I'm more on social media than him. And it's crazy seeing the difference in trading styles. Again, it's not that they're wrong. It's not that their trading style is wrong because they're profitable. You could be profitable and not know every little thing, right? But the whole point is there's reasons why you're losing and you're blaming it on everybody else but yourself, right? On a game of trading where it's literally just you versus yourself. Trading isn't just like a sport where it's you and you have teammates, right? It's literally you versus you in trading. But somehow people have found a way to blame other people and other reasons as to why they're losing. You know what I mean? So back to the regular schedule programming, bro. I'm done ranting. So Euro USD, we can see why is moving the way it is. So right now we just got to be patient, wait it out, and that's it, guys. Right, again, our POI pullback, we're looking for a pullback to happen. If it gives us a pullback, we know we're looking for it to happen down here somewhere. So we just got to be patient, wait it out. And then gold, give us a nice engulfing candle, but doesn't seem likely. It's 8:45. We still have a couple more minutes, right? Because what's something else that could happen, right? Gold is a pair that moves super quick, right? And if it wants to trap traders, it could, right? Look at how big these wicks are, right? From here to here, right? So look at this wick from here to here, right? And this is a wick that happened at 9:30. So could price give us just a wick down to the bottom side and then go right back up? Absolutely, right? And obviously we still have about 45 minutes left for NYC open, so we still have time for price to come up to the highs again, right? Trap traders into thinking that this is where price is gonna continue to go up, right? And then just again hit stop losses. So is this a price? Is this a place where price could just be collecting contracts again? Absolutely. So we just got to be patient again and just wait it out. And again, there's a rule book, right? Did we get the sweep of the lows? Yes. Are we looking for uptrend? Yes. Are we in an uptrend pattern? Yes. Did we get the engulfing candle? Yes. Did we get the pullback? That's what we're getting right now. So if we get this entry point, perfect. Right, only thing, again, I don't really like about gold is where we're trading. Peak high territory, we're not really certain where price is at. So is the only downside with gold. Right, so our stop loss with this one would be 12 pips. Man, I'm so sore. And this would be a continuation trade. Right, and again, why am I looking for longs? Let's break this down one more time. Right, we have imbalanced candle to the top side. Higher, 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 low, higher, high. Change of character. I'm not really looking at these little candles here. We have a change of character here, right? And then the pullback. So we haven't gotten a change of character and a break of structure. If we would have gotten a change of character and a break of structure to the downside, I would have been looking at this a little bit differently. It would have been looking at, okay, no, this is just going to be a pullback. We're going to start looking for price to go down, right? The fact that this is just a change of character, right? Meaning that literally we're still trading between, let's use our fib, right? Let's mark this down as our fib zones. Right, we're still trading. I don't want to grab the long. Let's pause. Whoa. Right, so we know we're still trading between this high and this low. Right, so where would we be expecting a pullback to happen to? The first point of interest is the 50% retracement. right? So let's mark this as the first POI. And then I don't really like using the fib, so I'm just gonna mark them as right. Um, and then we could go shit further into the 61.8 and we'll say 78.6 as POI number 2. And again, the reason why 78.6 for POI number 2, this could be a type 3 pattern, right? A multi-session type 3 pattern. Price consolidates, breaks, and then it's gonna come back and give us a pullback 50% of consolidation, the type 3 pattern. So this is my POI number 2, right? So that's the reason why I'm still looking for this to go up, is because I could see where, okay, price has an imbalance. We could see where the fibs are. We could see how price manipulated the first, what would be considered the change of character, right? What these blows aren't breaking, these are just testing, right? It wasn't until price came down here that it broke, right? So it made higher high, right? I'm not considering this. I'm considering this just a trend, right? That made the lower low. So this is the change of character. So we're trading between this high and this low, right? Internal structure, we can see that we're reaching these highs, right? So this is why I'm looking for price to give me an entry here, my POI number 1, which is where I'm going to take profit, where I want to see price. Okay, is price going to just retrace here and then turn around and go down, or is price going to break above, right? If price breaks above, right, then we know we could get another entry here to continue to go up. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, right? And then this is where we'll take profit, and then this is where we'll see where price is going to go down. This is what I'm seeing right now in my head. I could see how this could play out in the next week, right? This is just something that I could see because price made a double bottom, right? Consolidated, broke above, push 1, giving us again the flag post pattern where price breaks above, consolidates on the 800 EMA. Gave us, not only are we consolidating on the 800 EMA, but price gave us a sweep of the lows and it gave us an engulfing candle in the 15-minute time frame, right? So there's a few things to look at here, right? Just structure in general, this is what makes sense, right? And again, is going into the 4-hour time frame now, we're not in a continuation or none of that. Price has just been consolidating. Price went back to the low of consolidation, tested the lows, and then started drifting away from them again. So again, could this just be part of the pullback? It could be, right? We don't have any continuations of weeks and months, so it's not like, oh, we have too many weeks or too many months of rise. Like, no, we've been no netting, we've been trending, or just consolidating. Sorry. So at this point, again, I'm looking for that pullback. We could see price came back down. Right, didn't give us the clean pullback that I want to see. I want to see that retest of the zone. If I don't get the retest of the zone, there's no entry for me. That's how patient I am with my trades, guys. Why is this engulfing red candle not a valid engulfing red candle? Right? It's not a valid engulfing candle because the green candle did not close above the wick. Right? It's a green candle, yes, but it didn't close above. So it's not a strong engulfing red candle. Right? Same thing with this green engulfing here. Why isn't this green engulfing a valid engulfing? Is because it doesn't have a top wick. Did it work out? Yeah, it did. Right? But it's not a valid one. So right now in the 15-minute time frame is where I want to start trading in gold. And again, I'm just going to be waiting here. We got 30 minutes now for the NYC open. So we just got to play patient and just wait it out. And again, Euro USD, as you can see, right? Good job. You were profitable 12 pips if you took this trade. If you did not take profit, you are currently now in drawdown. Right? And again, this is the reason why market structure is key. This is why we don't take these trades. I'm not risking 12. I'm not going to be risking 16 pips to only gain 12. It's the math doesn't make sense. It's just not worth it. Right? That's the way I see it. So now we can start marking this out, right? The way we just had it here, right? So now that we're getting a pullback, right? Again, because price was trending, right? Now that we're getting a pullback, we could start saying, oh my god, we could start saying that we're trading between this low, right, and this high. Our first point of interest is the 50% retracement, right, and that's exactly where our first point of interest is. So at this moment, my only point of interest for EU is to get a 50% retracement pullback. If we could get price to pull back into our zone, we could take this entry to go up. And then AU, right? AU is still looking grim, right? Obviously, we're still trending higher highs and higher lows. I want to see price make lower lows and lower highs because we are in a downtrend pattern. You know, our first POI for price for a pullback, right, is a 50% retracement, right? So this entry here is pretty good entry for today, and we can still see how price is making lower lows and lower highs still. So, if price decides to just go down today, right, I would love to just see price go as low as possible and start breaking below these lows, right, to start making the lower lows and lower high trend. If not, right, it looks like price could just be testing these lows to then go right back up and give us a pullback, and then this is where we'll start looking for price to turn around and go down again for AU. So right now, since we're just in the middle of the trend, we're just waiting this out, and this is why I'm not actively looking at AU. So I'm just going to be focusing on EU on this screen and then gold on the other. Again, gold went down, missed the retest from a little bit of pips, missed it by like 56 pips, 5.6 pips. But it's all good. We'll wait it out. We still got, again, 30 minutes for NYC open, so. Again, I hope everything I've said makes sense, guys. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot to take in. This is why we say it every single time. Make sure you guys have a notebook. If you guys don't have a notebook, make sure you guys have the notepads or sticky notes on your PC or Mac or whatever you're using, and take notes. Whatever you could take notes on, take notes. You know, even these streams are recorded and posted, right? So even if you want to save the timestamp, put it in the chat, right? Write them down. Oh, in an hour 38, he was breaking down gold, right? And then just go back to that and rewatch it, remark your charts, do your own back testing, make your own trading plan. You know, there's a whole bunch of things you guys could do here to really learn and, you know, soak in all this information. Because again, it is a lot of information, but I'm telling you firsthand, you could learn this if you put in the time. But, you know, obviously, if you're just here to just you're looking for short term, need money right now, you don't really give a fuck about learning, you just want to take entries, then obviously, you know, we'll be here, but don't expect to be, you know, it's not the right session for you, it's not the right channel for you. That's all I gotta say about that. But if you really want to learn, put in the time, then this is the best content right now. Not being biased, I'm being dead ass. Look up the Yelp reviews. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. So again, we could see how price went down, missed again the retest by a few pips, closed above again. So let's see, you guys. Let's see if we can get that entry. And again, Euro USD went back to the higher low of the day. Go down to a lower time frame. Do we have a engulfing? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Didn't close below. USD CAD, let's see. Um, USD CAD still downtrending, bro. It was yeah, USD CAD is that was that pair that again we rejected the highs, right? The fact that we just keep rejecting these highs, that was the only reason why I was like, right. Yesterday in the live session, I was gonna type in the chat, but I was like, I'm not gonna say that in the chat right now. But I was like, this would have been a different conversation, right? If price would have broken above the 30 minute, if price would have done something like this, and then would have done this, right, where it would have given us like a break where we know that we're trading between, right, because we had higher high, higher low. We're still trading between this low and this high, right? So if it would have given us something like this, then we would have been like, okay, we're expecting like a 23.6 all the way to a 50% retracement to then see price to go up. But the fact that we just tested these lows and we got a double top, I was like, that doesn't look like it's gonna just give us this type of pullback. If it gives us a pullback, if it doing this, I know that it's gonna give us a 78.6 all the way down to an 88% fib retracement, right? And it'll just be to cover the imbalance that we have, right? So the fact that, again, yes, we have a fourth day, what would be considered a fourth day variation. Again, market structure is key, right? Why aren't we expecting a fourth day variation for today is because market structure didn't give us a break of structure. It gave us a retest of the high, and it gave us a double top, right? And then before that, we understand that we have the imbalance at the bottom of the zone. So not only are we now expecting price to pull back, but again, we understand where price is going to pull back to, right? So this is where, again, just understanding the piece of the puzzle, right? So if we're expecting price to pull back down to here, right? Let's look at the fib, right? What type of fib retracement would it be, right? 78.6, 88.6, exactly what I said, right? And then this is where we would be expecting price to pull back down to continue to go up to follow the uptrend. Oh, about yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was just a third day high, right? It made at the end of the second day, it didn't really give us a pullback. Price was just continued to play above the zone, and then just gave us that third day. So then yesterday's example for USD CAD is for the people who would ask the question, oh, why is your TP only at the third day? Why aren't you looking at STP or something like that? Right? Third day highs, I'm only expecting, or third day lows, whatever the case is, I'm only looking for price to break above yesterday's high, because that's where price could just continue to downtrend. But yeah, yesterday's third day high was just super close to the zone, the top of the zone. So the fact that we failed to break these highs again, this was a test candle. We needed price to break above that wick. Notice how no candle broke above the wick. Right, one candle, which was the green one, tried to close above, and it was just testing. It didn't close above because it was on top of the zone. So gold, give me the pullback, please. I need to feed my family, please. Oh, gold, please. I need to feed my family. Oh. Dude, I'm so sore. My neck hurts. So we can see AU is moving exactly how we had marked up. EU want to see a pullback, a steeper pullback, right? But it's looking good, right? Whatever the case is with EU, we'll catch a continuation, right? So if today we're letting it move, today's Wednesday, right? Perfect. To end the week, we'll have a few trades to end of the week, right? Again, we're in a point where all our pairs, right, for the last 3 weeks have all been in the middle of the pairs, or in the middle of the zones, or they're moving to where they need to go to, right? So right now we're literally just waiting for price to do what it has to do for us to continue to follow the trend. So it's been, again, not a bad 2-3 weeks that we've had, because again, it's not that we haven't had any trades, but it's definitely been, on the discipline side of it, it's been fucking slow. But it's all good. Can we chat while we wait for pullback? What's your biggest loss in trading? Yeah, of course. Biggest loss. Well, I could answer that in two ways, right? In a single day, fucking, I don't remember. I don't remember the exact numbers. I'm gonna be honest. In a single day, I think it was like 600. Um, Nothing crazy, but I've blown the biggest account that I've blown. Not talking about prop firms, like, real live accounts. Um, Biggest account that I've blown is 3,000. But something that I've always been good at, because something that I first started when I was trading, something that I always preach is risk management. Um, and that goes more for the daily losses, right? Obviously that $600 loss was not, but it was way before. It's like my first time. I was like, fuck it. I had a couple. I don't. I think it was like I think it was half of my account. It was like a $1,200 account, if I'm not mistaken. And I lost 600, and I was like, wow. And I think it was trading US 30 too. No, it wasn't US 30. It was US 30. It was US 30. I think. Let me see if I have that screenshot. I might. I remember it was on, definitely on my other phone, on my old phone, but I don't know if my iCloud probably has it. Probably not. I just scrolled all the way up and I have all the, my pictures aren't even loaded. I'll find it, and if I find it, I'll post it in the Discord. But something I've always preached, like something that I've always learned, was always risk management. So I don't really have a story like that. Like, yeah, again, like I've blown accounts, but I've blown accounts over months, right? Like that 2K 3K account, I probably lost it within half a year, probably like 7 8 months. Um, and it was my first account. That was literally my first account. So it wasn't like, it wasn't. It's not one of those stories where people are like, oh, I blew this in one day, fucking 100 $200,000. Nothing crazy like that, right? Plus my trading journey as a trader, um, not trading demo accounts with my real accounts, I've only been for 2 years now. I just hit my 2 year mark, right? Years before that have just been demo accounts, just learning. So that's another difference that a lot of people say, oh, do you think I should? I'm a beginner trader. Should I open an account? What should I do? Should I buy a prop firm? I'm like, no, like, just think about it. Just start a demo account, right? When I first started trading, I didn't know about prop firms. I didn't know about prop firms till last year, right? 2023, or the ending of like 2022. Um, and then I got introduced to it by Top Tier Trader. That was the first prop firm. But long story short, what I tell people to do is just, instead of opening a prop firm, right? A prop firm will cost you $50, right? $50 minimum. Just open a demo account, right? A free demo account with whatever broker, right? And follow the same rules. Trade on the demo account. If you breach the demo account, right? If you breach 5% or whatever the case is, whatever rules you want to follow, instead of putting $50 towards a prop firm account, invest those $50 into a live broker account. Put it into a live account, and don't trade it. Right? Just keep investing into the account, and then open another demo, and then redo it again. right? Open another demo account. If you breach the rules again, put $50 into another account, or another $50 into your live account, and then open another demo, and then keep doing that. So then, let's say at the end of whatever month 4, you're at $500 to trade with live account. Let's say that after like 5 or 6 months or whatever the case is, you finally, you passed the challenge, right? You did phase 1, you did phase 2, right? Now you start trading your live account, and you have let's say $500, $1,000 in your live account to trade with. It'll be the same thing as passing a $10,000 account. Because if you pass a $10,000 profit from account, you really only have $1,000 to trade with, if you're following the same rules. And then not only will that build your discipline that you need for trading, but it'll build your confidence. So it's like, that's how I started trading. I started trading with demo accounts. I didn't invest in a live account until I was ready to start trading. So my journey is a little bit different than a lot of people. And then people would say, oh, but I need money now. And it's like, bro, I understand you need money now, but you're not going to make money now in trading. You're going to lose more money than make more money, because you don't know what the fuck you're looking at anyway. So whether you make a live account now or you don't, is not going to make a fucking difference in your bank account. It's going to make a bigger dent if you keep gambling, profit from accounts. So again, my mindset, and again, my discipline is a lot bigger, and it's different than a lot of people's. So that's why my answers to a lot of these questions, you'll see, it's a lot different than a lot of people. A lot of people have the same story, right? Like, oh, I studied and I read books and all this shit that has nothing to do with trading. And then they sell you a course promoting to use a 30 fucking pip stop loss, right? But then they're the same people promoting a prop firm that only allows you to have a 5 pip, 10 pip stop loss. So how are you teaching me a trading strategy that I can't even use in the fucking prop firm that you're promoting? Please explain that. But it's okay, listen. I know a lot of people don't think the way I think, so some people are just stay oblivious to what the hell is going on in life. I'm ranting a lot today, man. I can't find that picture. My 2020 is the furthest my phone goes, so it should be here. This was definitely during COVID times. But then I have like that one section from 2020 and then jumps to 2022. So I definitely do not have that picture on my phone. I'm gonna keep scrolling though, let's see. Found the chart, June 26, 2020. It was USD CAD 30-minute chart. It was a buy, 10-cent buy on the 26th of June 2020. He said, chill, man. I know, bro. Like, today's been a fucking morning, huh? I just do it. It's like there's a certain conversations that I have August 8th, 2020. I have a screenshot of harmonic patterns. Gartley, bat, butterfly. And we used to have that shit on our chart too. It's just certain conversations that I don't even know how to explain that. Bro, it just sucks seeing people get scammed. You know what I mean? There's really no other way to put that, right? Because it's like, the way I see it is, for the most part, 90% of the people, like, we really get into trading, or just anybody, like anybody really starts a career, wanting to really make a change in their life. It doesn't matter, like, doesn't matter the career choice. Any career, any job you go and you get, you're at that job because you want to make a difference in your own life, right? Whether you like the fucking job or not, whether it's a bullshit ass job or not, right? So for the most part, people who go into trading, like, obviously the way trading is being promoted, like, people want to live that lifestyle, right? For the most part, a lot of these people that get into trading, the ones that we see, the people that we always see on social media, are people that really need the money. So it just sucks seeing people get scammed for, a $500 course, even if it's not that fucking expensive, even if it's, let's say, $20, right? Like, it just sucks seeing people give money to people that don't need it first of all, but then it's also they want to learn information that they're just not getting, and they're being charged for something that they think they're understanding and they're learning, but they're not learning anything. Um, and it just sucks seeing that. And again, it's just something that's visible. Like, a lot of these traders again are posting charts of entries and their stop losses and shit in places where the only reason they could trade that is because they have a 400,000, 500,000 $1 million account. Like 90% of the people cannot trade that way. So it's a unrealistic it's an unrealistic expectation that they're selling as well. But that's what generates cash, right? For them in the at the end of the day too. Right? It's a marketing scheme. They make money from social media, they make money now from the affiliate posts, they make money from now they're all owners of prop firms and fucking and brokers and all that shit. So that's what, if you sell them that false narrative, that's what people want to live. Of course I want to live the life where I'm driving a Lambo and fucking all these supercars and shit. Like, of course I want to live that lifestyle. Here, buy this course for 500 bucks. Like, that's crazy. But it's all good. I found another chart from November 11th, and it's a wow. You know what's crazy? Like, I vividly remember this chart. AUDCHF had everything on my chart. I used to trade with all types of information. I used to trade with the peak highs and the peak lows marked. I used to have the the formula how to calculate STP and ADR. I had that all on my screen. Um, we still have the pattern right where we're at daily V2. Everything. The good days. I have another chart AUD NZD. I had the lower lows and lower highs marked up in the 4-hour time frame. Oh, what your homework was? That's funny. What your homework was for that you had to turn in? That 4-hour time frame? That's what I have here on my phone on November 25th, 2020. It was mark the 4-hour time frame. What do I see? Everything. I had everything. I'm not gonna fucking give you the homework. Hold on. Everything marked. It's crazy. Damn, December 8th, 2020. I was in Orlando already. I moved out at that time. Damn, that's been that long for real. There's no way. Damn, I think it was. So 9:18, guys. We got 10 minutes for NYC Open. Gold still pushing on up, right? Looking good. Right, again, Gable's the engulfing candle just didn't give us a pullback for it. Um, what did my friends and family? What do they still think about it? The same shit as everybody else. Shit's not real. Shit's fake. And then coming from a Hispanic background too. Um, doesn't matter what. It's just so fucking hard headed. Doesn't matter what you do. It'll always be the same. And then same thing as friends, right? Everybody has the same story because it's true. It's same thing with friends. I've lost. I don't have any friends. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I got 3 people. I would consider from let's say IRL friends, like real life people that I went to school with. Because again, my shit's different too, right? For the most part, before trading, I was a gamer full time, right? Competing, going to events, traveling, streaming all day, competing, going to scrims, doing tournaments. So I wasn't really one I had friends going out like that. But the friends that I did have, for the most part, don't have any of them for that same bullshit, right? Talking mad shit, whatever, whatever. Um, but like real life friends that I know, I got like 3, literally that's it, 3 that I'm in a group chat with, and we don't even fucking speak every day. Um, but again, it's the same story everybody else is gonna tell you. Everybody's gonna tell you, yo, everybody thinks it's bullshit because it's true, right? No, nobody knows about trading because nobody teaches this. So, for the most part, as humans, seeing is believing, right? I don't want to say this out loud because I don't know who's watching the stream, right? But it's like Santa Claus, right? Like Santa Claus is real to you until at one point you're like, wait, what Santa Claus? I've never seen it before, right? It's the same thing with trading and the way it's again the way the perception of people like, oh, the stock market, like they the stock market. Just think about it. The only way people look at the stock market is at 5 p.m. when the bells ding in the news, right? On Channel 7 and the Fox News and fucking Telemundo and all that shit. Oh, the stock market, and then they give you this little bullshit graph, and you think those people are thinking about that shit? Like, just think about it. So they don't understand it. It's not something that we're taught, right? We go to school the way we're taught to stand in a single file line, the way our tables are set up, right? We've been programmed to only understand that we need to go to work, we have a boss, and we have a manager. We're not taught, oh, go learn the stock market. We've never talked about that in school. So you got to understand, like, again, you're going to learn as you start doing shit that's independent. You're going to understand, like, it's not personal, right? And that's something that you might have to understand now. Like, your family members and your friends aren't telling you that being an entrepreneur and making your own business and shit is bullshit. That's not what they don't mean it in a hurtful way. But for them is unrealistic because that's the way we've been programmed. We've been programmed to only go to work and go have a boss. But it's like we've never been programmed to be like, okay, but why do I need to be the employee? How do I become the manager? How do I become the owner? Right? And there's reasons for that. Like not everybody could be a owner because again, and there's nothing wrong. I don't want to. I'm not that type of person that wants to talk shit about people's jobs, right? But somebody has to do deliveries. Somebody has to work at a fast food place. Somebody has to go work at the movie theater. Somebody has to go work at the mini golf place, right? Not everybody could be the owner of it. Not everybody could be the owner of a McDonald's because nobody would be fucking employees. So it's like you have to understand it's not your parents' fault. It's not your siblings' fault. It's not your friends' fault that we've been programmed the way we've been programmed, and not everybody's gonna be able to escape that reality because that's what it is, right? So not everybody could escape that reality, but then it's also a thing of personality, right? Some people are okay with being able to just live a regular 9 to 5 life, go to work, go home, have a family. People like that. And that's another thing people have to understand. Like, not everybody wants that life. I don't want that. Me personally. Now we're gonna get into me being personal, right? I don't see myself doing that. And again, I'm still young. I'm 22, so that could change in the next 10 years, right? Like, it's I don't see myself having a family and kids. For me, that shit's mad annoying. I want to work. Like, this is what I like doing, right? And again, I'm a little different. I come from gaming. You know, 5 years ago, I would have told you, bro, I would love to be in my house by myself playing video games, competing, going to tournaments. I think about that now. That's fucking bullshit. I want to be trading now. So, life changes. So maybe in 5 years, I'm gonna say, all right, I don't want to be on my charts 24 hours in a day anymore. I'm tired of being on my fucking office. I want to go have a family, right? That could change in 5 years. So it's all about perception. So again, don't whatever your family and friends say, yo, don't take it personal. Be like, yo, whatever. You guys do what you guys gotta do, and that's it, right? And again, life in things you're gonna make it and things you're not gonna make it, right? And it's this. I'll give you the example of gaming. I didn't become a pro gamer. I did what I could do. I was, what you would consider an amateur. I made money from streaming. I made money from sponsors. I made money from tournaments, right? I made money from events. I didn't make it as pro status where I was on a pro contract, but the hobby that I loved, I was able to turn it into a career for short term. It served my purpose for what I needed it for, right? So trading is the same way, right? You learn trading, right? If for some reason you learn trading and you just go at it and it doesn't work out for you, it is what it is. You're gonna find something else to fucking do. That's just how life is. So, and that analogy is a little bit different because again, trading is really just you versus you. Anything else, like any sport you do, right? If you play, football in high school or American football or baseball or basketball, yeah, it's you got to be good at the sport, but if you don't have a good team, or if you don't go to a good high school that has no notability, um how are you gonna get a scout? How are you gonna find people to, you know what I mean? And there's ways to do it, but it's a lot harder. And that's the difference with every sport. And then again, trading is literally just you versus you. But again, there's people who have been learning, there's people who've been doing this for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and they don't get it. It just doesn't stick. And it is what it is. It doesn't mean that you're better or worse. It just is not for you. And if that's somebody in here, again, is not don't be discouraged. You just got to keep going. You haven't learned the right information. Right? And again, everybody's different. Everybody's going to be telling you everybody's a different trader, right? Maybe you just haven't learned the right information. Maybe you've been learning a swing trader information, but you're not a swing trader. You're a day trader. Or maybe you've been learning day trader things, but you're a scalper. So there's a lot of ways we could go at it. So long story short, fuck what everybody says, yo. Just do whatever you gotta do. It's your life. When you die, you're alone on your grave. You know what I mean? So, have you been in a better position? Absolutely. There's a lot of, I don't come from a family with money, so there's a lot of things I've been able to help with financially. Um, and there's other things that I'm also a very, um, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not an asshole. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I think about myself and my future on my own, right? If I give everybody what they need before I give myself what I need, then we're still going to be in the same situation, if that makes any sense. So, um, I'm making those changes now this year. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't really like talking about my plans before, I start moving like that. But we might see some changes this year, is all I'm saying, right? It's going to be, if it does happen, it's going to happen in the next maybe 4 or 5 months. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've been able to, the fact that I'm able to just stay home, literally, like my schedule on a day-to-day basis is wake up at 4:30 in the morning, do my daily routine, turn on my charts, start trading. I at 10:30 I'm out of here, and then I'm home all day. Like right after this, I'm gonna turn on my stream and I'm gonna go play Call of Duty, right? Go play Warzone, go play rank play. Um, and on days that I'm not doing that, I'm just chilling. Then until 7 p.m., 6:30, we do our class, and then I'm in bed by 8 o'clock, 8:30, right? Like that's literally my schedule. And I'm super strict on it. Again, I'm in bed by 8, 8:30 because I wake up at 4 in the morning. So it's definitely put me in a position where I could take trading full time, right? But then also gaming helped me with that, right? The money that I made from gaming in the years that I've done it, especially the last 3 years when I was able to move out of my parents' house, move into my own apartment. I went to university up a few hours away from my hometown in Miami. It was that gave me the freedom and it gave me the time, right, to be able to literally be at home for 16 hours in a day. To the first 12 hours I'm literally just playing the game, playing with my team, just getting better, streaming, doing that. But then I'm also, for 4 hours after I'm done doing that and editing and doing all of that on the gaming side, I'd go on and start learning about the stock market, about trading. So my story is a little different, right? My story isn't as brutal as a lot of people. Like, oh, I had to learn it. Like when I first moved out of my parents' house, I had a job for 3 weeks and I quit, a full time 9 to 5 job, and I quit because I couldn't do it. I was like, yo, fuck that, because I was like, dude, I didn't have any time. I didn't have any time for school. I didn't have any time to practice for the game. I didn't have any time to learn trading, and that was in 2020, end of 2020, going into 2021. So if I wouldn't have quit that job, if I would have continued to work at that job, I probably wouldn't have been able to do, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, to be honest. So yeah, it's different. So gold is pushing down. We could see price hasn't gone up, and Euro USD also starting to go down. We got a minute for 9:30, 12 seconds actually. So let's lock in, guys. So let's see. Price now is pushing down on gold. EU still in the same spot. Alright, so we have price accelerated into the zone. So at this point, I'm not looking to get into any purchases, into any positions until price slows down a little bit. Right? We don't want to get trapped into this zone. What I'm looking for in the 1 minute time frame, I want to see price again. I want to see price slow down, and I want to start seeing uptrend, a little bit of uptrend. Right, higher highs and higher lows. We're still lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Right, we can see how price is still giving us fast candles to the bottom side. Right, so price is still making up its mind. Again, 9:30 just hit. We want to give this a little bit of time, a few minutes before we even want to consider a trade. Possibly might be 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes after. So 9:45, right? We'll say about 9:40 to 9:45 is when gold will give us a solid entry for price. And then this is when it'll tell us, right? If price decides to just continue to trend down, then we know price is just going to continue to go down. Right? We can see how price is just accelerating to the bottom side. Collecting contracts, right? Everybody who gets in early, we're getting you out. Right? We can see on the left side we have an imbalanced green candle without a bottom wick, so our first point of interest is down here. Right? We can see where price already went below it, going down to a zone. So right here, instead of risking 120 pips, we'd be risking 5 pips or 50 pips, right? If we were to take this trade. But at this point, we're waiting. So here we go, right? Rejected the lows, started giving us a green candle, right? Gave us the first point of interest. It's looking good. Right. Now I want to see uptrend patterns to the top side. Shit's moving quick. Alright. So the 5 minute real quick, right? Tapped into the zone, started pushing up, perfect. And still lower low, lower high, lower low. We want to see price break above here now. We know we're trading between these zones here. This low and this, or I'm sorry, this high and this low. Now if we break above here, we'll look for another entry point. Price still making lower lows and lower highs, still waiting it out, guys. Want to see that internal change of character. Again, this is the 1 minute time frame, so right now price is going to be moving quick. 9:30 just hit, understanding the first 15 minutes after the NY open is going to be the most volatile, especially on days where there's not a lot of news today. So we just got to wait it out a little bit, see what price wants to do. Again, price went back into our engulfing zone. This is our engulfing 15-minute zone. Now we want to start seeing that internal change. We rejected the lows, hit our first point of interest. That started trending up. But again, that's just lower lows and lower highs. If we get price to make lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, then we know we're in the right spot. And right now we have these accelerated green candles after the accelerated red. It's looking good. Price right in the 1 minute time frame gave us a green, green, red. Tapped it already with this candle, went back up into the same zone. Again, once it's already used once, I'm not looking at it again as a zone of interest. So can I enter now? We're still waiting. Still waiting. These entries down here are aggressive entries. I'm waiting for the solid confirmations when price starts making higher highs and higher lows. Price is still making lower low, lower high, lower low. It's where we're at now, lower high. Don't want to confuse you guys. ran out of water. I need more water. Again, lower low, lower high. Still waiting it out. Let's take a look at Euro USD again. Euro USD saw at the bottom, and AU still consolidating in the same spot. Perfect. US 30, what did US 30 end up doing? Right, just went up again. Right, gave us a retest, continued to go above. Now we're in the 4-hour high. Damn, man. US 30 does not want to fall. See you fucking later, huh? And then USD CAD obviously still going down. So GU and GJ, GU is still at the top. GJ went up to the top side as well. Was expecting price to go into our engulfing, did not go there. CHF JPY moving counter, 3 days of drop. Right, gave us a 3rd-day low, swept the lows. I would love to see price give us another retest here to continue the trend to the top side, but let's see what price wants to do. Right, 4-hour lows were tested as well. Wasn't a break. And Euro CAD still at the bottom of the trends. Euro AUD, damn. Last night gave us a retest of the lows, but it didn't exactly hit it. It missed it by a few pips. Would love to see price come back to the lows, but we did miss this last night. I did not see this. But you see exactly what we were looking for. Right, we want to see price come down, retest the lows to then go up. So Euro AUD is going to be interesting tonight. Okay, so let's take a look. So lower low, lower high. Right now price is just sweeping the lows again. Closed above, higher low. Let's see, we get a 1 minute or 5 minute. We get another engulfing down here. We'd be solid. This does not have a top wick, so that red engulf or that this green engulfing wouldn't be valid if we even get it. Right, but we are now starting seeing lower low, lower high, higher low. 937. Right, this is gonna be the time where price is gonna start moving the way it needs to start moving. Right, so again, we just gotta be patient and just wait it out here. Perfect. Right, higher, higher. Right, so now internal structure, we have a change of character. Right, you can see how now this green, green, red is going to be invalidated in the 15-minute time frame that we were talking about. Everything is moving good. So now here in the 5-minute, we have a red, red, green. That'll be closed in a 1 minute. Right, so this is where everything starts coming together, guys. Right, so the aggressive entry at the bottom, valid. Alright, now we have 40 seconds for this green candle to close above. Let's see what price wants to do. In the 1 minute time frame, again, we have a change of character. The lows that we're trading in, right, would like to see price tap into these lows here. First, I want to see the 5-minute engulfing. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4. Damn. Damn, come on, man. Give me the second entry. Give me the second entry. Come on, buddy. You could do it. Give me the second entry. Don't do that to us. 940, though. Here we go. Damn, guys. I don't think it's going to give us a second entry. See, we're gonna be eyeballing this till we get STP. I'm not getting off gold today until we get STP for the day, because I know this is gonna move crazy. So I'm gonna move this line here and put STP, so we can map this out for the rest of the day. Right. So for the 5 minute, again, the 5 minute, the highs for the zone were respected again. So at this point, looking slim in the 5 minute. I don't think we'll get it. I don't think we're gonna get a retest. We'll wait it out. Just wait. We'll get it. AU still moving counter, and then EU still at the top of the zone. Damn, bro, give us the pullback too. We'll see what gold wants to do. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. You're really not gonna give us that second entry now. Well, alright. So we are now reaching the lower high point. Right, so at this point we want to see price break above, retest, continue to go, I guess. Right now we reached that 30-minute high. Right, this is where price could either reject, right, and go right back down, or this is where price is going to break, retest, and continue to go. So entry number 1 given, entry number 2 not given. Entry 1 aggressive entry was given to the first POI, right, to the first TP for the day. Right, STP up here, we're just now waiting to see, right, is price going to break above, continue to go, or is it this is where price is going to give us the lower high point to continue to make lower lows. You know what I'm gonna do too in the 5 minute time frame, because I know this might happen later on today. We might still be getting this pullback for the day. We're still rejecting these highs. If we could get this pullback, we'll come back to this. I'll put this in the Discord as well, obviously. So we'll wait for that. 50%. Let me take this out. Right. So 50% retracement. This is where price is already disrespecting. So I'm gonna take that out. Right on our 30-minute highs where price is at now, and we can see how price is not wanting to go down. Right now it's still sitting at these highs. Let's see what price wants to do. Again, at this point, if price does break above, then our 5 minute point of interest is going to be invalid. and then we're at this point just going to be trading from here back to either point of interest 2, which would be to go back and to give us a 50-50 multi-session type 3 pattern, and this is where we'll start seeing price go back down, or we'll start seeing just price again just trending back to the top side. If we break above here, then we'll know our next point of interest would just be the back to the top of the daily zone. So at this point we're playing the game of cat and mouse with gold, right? If we could catch the trend to the top side, then we'll catch trends to the top side, right? But we have to wait to see what they want to do, right? Because again, if we get trapped into thinking that this is a lower low, lower low, lower low, and this is a retest of a lower high to go lower low, right? Again, we already understand why this isn't the point of interest where we want to start seeing price respect, right? Because this isn't a valid lower low, lower high, lower low, because we know that we're trading between this lower low, or I'm sorry, this higher low, this higher high, and the break of this low was not here. The break of this low happened down here, right? So we know that we're trading between this high and this low. So this is why this pullback, I'm either looking at it to be a 50% retracement, which we could already see that that's not the case, or it's going to be the 78.6 to the 88.6 up here at the POI number 2. So we'll just have to see again if we could get price, right? If this 30-minute candle could break above the zone, right, then we could see, okay, price is most likely going to be in a lower time frame, going to be closing above, right, going to give us a pullback into the zone. This is where price is going to give us the low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, to then continue the trend to the top side. So aggressive entry on the 15-minute was given, right, but this is again just a very aggressive entry. 5-minute time frame was not given. So we'll wait it out. I'll keep this in the 5-minute time frame, zoomed out a little bit. Euro USD is pretty much over with too. We have news. It looks like Euro USD might just move later during that medium impact news. I think at 1 p.m. right, that we were saying. 11, 12, and 1 p.m. But again, I don't trade after 10:30, so I'm pretty much done for the day. Not bad, right? We were able to catch one, but we'll see. There's still enough room left for price to do what it has to do. Again, I'll be looking at this in a 30-minute time frame, right? We have 11 minutes left. We can see already accelerated, more of an accelerated push to the top side. So we might hit STP before we do anything else. Yeah, we did already. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely done looking at this going long, right? So these entries are already done for the day, right? Now what I'm looking for is waiting to see what price wants to do, right? Are we going to be looking for price to just reject or just give us a retest to continue to go to the top side, right? We'll be looking at this later tonight, most definitely during Asia session. Asia session is going to be fun to look at. We'll be back 7 p.m. for sure. If today's, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. What do I think I feel like I have to do something tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Let me look at my calendar. Today I had a doctor's appointment, but I rescheduled it. So I don't have anything to do today. Tomorrow, I don't know if I have anything to do tomorrow. Let me see. If I'm free tomorrow, obviously we'll do the live trading session in the morning, and then yeah, I should be free tomorrow. And then yeah, just a live trading session in the morning. But I also want to I might do an Asia session stream tomorrow, or tonight. Sorry. Might do an Asia session stream tonight to trade gold. Because I was expecting something like, alright, so if we go back to this day, which was the 31st of January, I was expecting something like this to be given today, right? To where it gives us the engulfing, and then we'll get what I was saying about the wick, right? This is why I drew them out, right? I circled them, right? I was expecting a wick to be given during 9:30 to give us that entry. I didn't want to see just a wick that was part of the same 30-minute candle. and I didn't get that. So that's what made this entry such an aggressive entry in the 15-minute time frame. And then obviously the 5-minute with just how fast this was moving, just obviously never gave us a pullback. Price reach STP. Could we catch trades if we stay on this chart? Absolutely. Just keep following market structure. But I'm not gonna be anxious trading this. Why? Because again, this is the second day of rise, right? Tomorrow's are perfect. Tomorrow's my most favorite day to trade is a 372, right? We're gonna get that 372 tomorrow. If we could get price to finish at the top, right? We got a pullback. We know tomorrow. If we got a pullback by the end of the day today, going into tomorrow, we know we'll get a 372, right? So it's a perfect, ideal situation for the trade. So we just got to be patient. Again, just wait it out. 372 for tomorrow for gold looks like that'll be the play. I want to take a look before we get off. I want to take a look at all the other pairs. So Bitcoin ended up going up. Let's start turning on all of these and get ready for tonight. USD CAD still moving counter, right? So that's good. Right, we want to see the pullback. US 30 ended up going up to the 4-hour zone. Once we got into the 4-hour zone, started giving us a red candle to the bottom side. I want to see, do we have any engulfing candles here on gold or on US 30? In the 4-hour time frame, we have a red. All right, hold on. We have a red, red, green. This closes in 7 minutes. So again, am I expecting price to continue to go up? Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. I don't want to even trade US 30, right? We have gaps in the market, resets, everything. Every week we've had a gap. Price has just been trending to the top side the entire time. How much more is US 30 gonna go up? I'm not sure. I'm a follower of market structure, and at this point, the fact that we're still making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows, internal structure, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and here in this higher low we're making an engulfing green candle at the top of the zone. There's so much to dissect here, which is like fucking A. You know what I mean? Like, we understand engulfing candles at the top of the zone are inducements. So could that be an inducement green candle? Yes. Could this be where price is gonna make higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low? Could this be a lower high to make the push to the bottom side? It could be. Right? There's a lot of things here to dissect. There was at one point there was a green, green, red, right, engulfing candle here, but this red doesn't have a bottom. Oh shit, it does have a bottom wick. It's a small wick. Hold on. Pause. I might have just found something for us here. Green. How did I miss this? It's a good thing I zoomed into it. Green, green, red. We have an engulfing candle here. We see the plays happening. There we go. 30-minute engulfing. Right, it's a point of interest. But again, this point of interest, we're still making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So I don't want to get into an entry too quick until I want to see a change of character, BOS. I want to start seeing price make lower lows and lower highs. But right now, obviously, we can see that we're trading from the top of the zone, right, to the bottom of the zone. And again, we're at the top again. So US 30 is going to be interesting too to end the week. And we have 2 days of rise, right? Yes, we have a gap that started off today, so we have a reset. So technically speaking, this would only be, if it does finish at the top, this will only be 1 day of rise. So it'll be interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. GU also, if it finishes at the top today, 2 days of rise would be perfect for us, right? But again, price is still making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now, right? Gave us a change of character, but right now price is just testing these highs. None of these highs have been broken, so it just test. All of these candles have been testing, right? So if we could get price to break, right, and give us a pullback by the end of the day and give us the second day of rise, then we know tomorrow we'll be looking for another push to the top side and give us a third day, right? So GU is also looking really good. GJ is in the middle, right? So it's still waiting, still a waiting game for that. Euro USD, same situation as all the other 2 days of pairs, right? This one has 2 days of rise. If it finishes today, gives us a pullback by the end of the day. Would love to see that pullback happen somewhere in this zone, and then tomorrow we'll catch another trade to the top side. EuroCAD. EuroCAD's not the only one that's really not in a good spot, but it is, but it's not, right? It is because it's at the bottom of the zone, but it's not because we're still making lower lows and lower highs. CHF same situation. It's not in a good spot because we're still testing the lows and we're still making lower lows, lower highs. But we want to start seeing price go up on CHF at the bottom of the zone. We have 3 days of drop. Today's the third day, right? So if we finish at the low, we understand it, right? After 3 days, market must chop or rise, right? So CHI would be a good one for tomorrow's one. Then AU, obviously, just still waiting to see what price wants to do. Is the only one that's still trading counter, waiting to see what price wants to do. Does price want to just trend, or just give us a pullback of the 50% retracement, or is it going to give us a pullback into the 78.6 into the 1 hour and 30-minute engulfing candle? So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Right, a lot of gems in today's stream. A lot of this one played out. Right, gold was really good today. So GG's for today, guys. We'll be back later tonight. And we'll see you then, man. Peace out.